Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for watching Against the Public for June 9th. I'm Dana Lane. Today, as we usually do, we'll go through our top 3 Major League Baseball free plays for Sunday, and then we'll wrap it up with today's handicapping tip. It's a quick analysis of the 7 teams that play under a roof or a retractable roof, and the idea is to try to see, do they have some sort of home field advantage in that situation. I think it's very interesting what we found. After the show, please go to Pickdawgz.com. I'll have my premium Major League Baseball card locked and loaded. And of course, we'll have side and total and tomorrow's Game 2 NBA Finals, Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics. You can jump on my single plays, or please jump on a Major League Baseball 3-pack. And tomorrow, it's usually $49.99. Tomorrow, $39.99. So make sure you get involved. And every 3-pack, every individual play comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee that states you must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. As always, I'm sorry to the guys who are here every day. As always, there is only one way to get every pick that I release, and that's to become an all-access member. And you can do that for the next 30 days for just $11 a day, the next 90 days for less than $10 a day, or better yet, jump on that annual all-access pass that takes you right now, where we're building football bankroll all the way through the National Football League season, all the way through college football season, all the way through college basketball season, and at this point right now in the year in 2025. You know what I mean. Okay, so make sure you get involved in that. That's our best package. And of course, that annual all access pass, $3.56 a day. That's what it comes out to. That's what it equates to. So make sure you jump on that. That is by far the best offer that I have up on the board. But something for everybody, and I thank everybody that has put their money behind me so far today and so far this week as well. So of course, you know what we've done in the NBA. We've been very consistent the entire year. All the picks, all the records are up there on Pickdawgz.com, which is what I love about this website. But I also want to remind you, and we're looking good so far in Game 1, but I wanted to remind you about our success in the National Hockey League. 67% winners over the last 30 days, guys. 67% over the last 30 days. So make sure, I wanted to highlight the NHL because I think sometimes that gets a little bit buried, especially this time of year when the focus is on the NBA, maybe even Major League Baseball. But that is a lot of winning. And it is about building bankroll for football season, and that's what we're doing right now. So get involved with one of those packages, NBA package, MLB package. Let's roll the sleeves up. Let's get to work. Get over to Pick Dawgz right now. On to our free plays for Sunday. Remember, again, these are probables. I'm doing this like 24 hours before, well, not tomorrow, but a long time before game time. So when you wake up in the morning, check these pitchers, especially in the Toronto game, which they have not named a starter yet. Not a problem, but I just want you to know who you're getting as a starter before we go into the game. First game from London, 10:10 a.m. on the East Coast, 7:10 on the West Coast, which is nice. I get to watch some baseball as I wake up. 9:51, 9:52, New York Mets against the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies minus $1.42, 10.5 over minus 15. We've come a long way from the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox slugfest that started this series. Of course, Jose Quintana against Taijuan Walker will be your starters tomorrow. And yesterday we had a decent pitching matchup. We had Ranger Suarez against Sean Manaea. We squeezed out 9 runs and under in the game, which is good for us. But there was 21 hits in the game, and there was more than enough. 21's more than enough to push this over a 10.5, which we got a little bit lucky on Saturday. But considering the starting pitching matchup, I thought 10.5 was a little bit too high. So we got that one. But Mets couldn't get a big hit, left 11 on base. If that sort of thing happens again against a little bit lesser starting pitching, I think this game's going to go way over the total. I think both teams will match and exceed the hit total of today. Straightaway center field, guys. If you don't know why, Suarez is pitching and you got a 10.5 as a total, straightaway center in London is 392. And they pushed those out. So the first year when Boston and the Yankees played, it was not 392. Foul poles are just 330 down the line. So this is a hitting box, to say the least. Still, even with the outfield walls pushed out, humidity is not going to be an issue. We're looking at temperatures in the 60s. I hear guys talk about this in the book once in a while about humidity and this and that. That's a non-factor in London right now. There has never been a series though. In this short London series, I think we're in number 3 or 4 right now. There's never been a series where there hasn't been an over in the series, so that bodes well for us as well. Quintana's 1-5, 5.17 ERA is the definition of a pitcher that throws to contact. Not sure that's what I want if I'm betting an under in this game. And Walker's 3-1, but has an ERA of 5.73. We're going to put these two pitchers in a unforgiving stadium, I guess. The London Stadium is it's unforgiving. Believe me when I tell you, this game's going way over 10.5 minus the $1.15. I hope I don't go to regret that. Confidence. 105 Eastern Time, 971, 972. San Francisco Giants against the Texas Rangers. Rangers minus $1.62. 8 is your total. Keaton Wynn against Nathan Eovaldi. Make sure you check pitching matchups in this as well. Pretty sure Wynn is going to get the start. But Eovaldi looks like he also is. But again, there's some sites that are not confirming this, and I can't confirm it with a few of the writers that I usually confer with. So make sure you check that in the morning. And the reason we want to double check on the starters is the Giants are supposed to put a Band-Aid on their starting pitching, which we know is an absolute dumpster fire right now. Keaton Wynn is supposed to come off the IL, which I think he is, but nothing guaranteed right now. Nothing has happened as far as anything over the wire that says, yep, he's been called up. So until I like to work on official things, not what I think is going to happen. Until we get that, just continue to make sure, because you want to make sure you get the starting pitchers that you want. Interesting here, though, with one Wynn coming back off of a right arm strain, a forearm strain. He hasn't pitched on the major league level since May 17th, so don't panic, Soto fans. It's not the same injury, but I thought that was kind of ironic because I had some Yankee fans who were like, oh my goodness, he hasn't pitched since the 17th. Maybe Soto's this, and relax. Beforehand, Wynn was 3-6 with a 3.17 ERA, just 33 Ks and 42 in a third innings, but he has battled injuries for most of the last 2 seasons, and it looks like he's, I don't think this is going to be the last time he gets hurt this year, but Giants really need him to come back, and I don't think we'll see Wynn go more than 5 innings, which means they're going to hand it off to a bullpen that's 24th in Major League Baseball. And of course, Eovaldi has decent numbers, but will probably give us 6 innings at best. And then again, he's going to hand it off to a bullpen that's even less reliable than the San Francisco Giants. I'm going to go over the 8 in this game as your second free pick. And then game number 3. 4:07 Eastern Time, 967, 968. Toronto Blue Jays against the Oakland Athletics. Toronto minus $1.18, 8.5 under minus 15. Toronto is undecided on their starting pitching. There is absolutely no word out there who is going to start for Toronto. I think we're going to find out probably tomorrow, early tomorrow, close to first pitch. Mitch Spence is going to get the call for the Oakland Athletics. And I'm going to try to get ahead of this one, even if we don't know who's starting for Toronto. 8.5 is a typical number to put up, even if you by the books, if they don't know. They want to put a number up there. I'm not sure who the starters are going to be, but I don't think in this situation it's going to be that impactful anyway. Whoever starts is probably a guy that's going to get 4 or 5 innings, maybe even less than that if they go to a full bullpen game. Spence is coming off his worst outing of the season against Seattle. He allowed 4 runs, 9 hits in 6 innings. But before that, he did have a stretch of games where he was absolutely fantastic, at least for him. And it was 5 appearances because one of those appearances was out of the bullpen where he got a hold. He allowed 5 earned runs and 14 and 2/3 innings in that span, a 3.07 ERA, very respectable. He did come out of the pen, as I said, so it's 5 appearances, and that is last 5 starts. We know the Jays pitching staff is in shambles, even with the Athletics offense already. Seems like they're already on their way to Sacramento. No runs in 2 of their last 3 games and just 8 in their last 6 games. By the way, they've given Spence just 2.54 runs of support per start this season. So that's what we're looking at here. I just don't see how we would get to 9 runs. I think 8.5 is a very generous number. I think it's a fair number. It's not one that jumps out at me as something that's, they're trying to push me in a direction. I think 8.5 is a fair number, but the juice is also fair. We're going to go under 8.5 minus 15. And before we close the show out today, here's your handicapping tip for Sunday. I wanted to focus on teams who play in domes, or there's one in dome, and then the rest in retractable roofs. And that falls to 7 teams, which is Milwaukee, Texas, Miami, Houston, Toronto, Seattle, and Tampa. And Tampa's the only one that only plays underneath the roof. The others are retractable. And I thought it's very interesting. In 2024, and we're using these teams, 2024, underdogs are 20 and 18, plus 6.11 units. And you say, wow, underdogs are doing really well against those teams. But perhaps we can get ahead of a trend, because the home teams have won 61% of the time. These 7 teams have won 61% of the time at home. Now, this is not when the roof is open or just at home. This is games where the roof is closed. So we're just focusing on teams where the roof is closed and not open, obviously. That's since 2019. 61% winners when the roof is closed. The home team has won since 2019. That's pretty significant. Home teams in domes or retractable roofs since 2017 have won 57.2% of their games, but 61.5% over the last 3 seasons, which is even more of a trend in the home team's favor. 17 and 19 this year in 2024, which is why I say if we want to get ahead of a trend, again, we're only in June. Let's wait for these to kind of play out a little bit. But I think as the season goes on, I think you'll start to see these teams play well at home. And, of course, a lot of that has to do with Houston's inability to win as a massive favorite at home when we're talking about units won. But I think that all those teams down the stretch are going to play better at home. And over the last 5 seasons, Tampa Bay has been the best team at home, winning 62.7% of their games. Texas is next, 47 to 48, where the record's not that good, but plus 9.45 units won over the last 5 seasons at home. And of course, not all of that was under the dome because they just moved into their new field. But this is over the last 5 seasons, so we could cover all the teams that we want to talk about. In Seattle, 12 and 6, which over the last 5 seasons at home when the roof is closed, that tells me for a place like Seattle, where you think that the roof would be closed a lot, it's not closed a lot. Only 18 times over the last 5 seasons, but they do extremely well when it does close. Here's the worst teams, and this is where it becomes interesting. The worst teams on the road playing in a dome or a retractable roof. Detroit, Minnesota, Milwaukee, and Tampa is 25 and 37 combined on the road. And what makes that interesting is 2 teams in that group play their games at home in a retractable dome or potentially. It really leads me to believe, and I guess this is something to kind of put in your pie of handicapping tips. It really leads me to believe that going inside to play creates a whole different dynamic that road teams that are not, even if you play in a dome, it creates a dynamic where teams become uncomfortable. At least that's what the record says. And until that changes, you might want to go against teams on the road, playing when the roof is closed. And I also would want to reiterate those 2024 numbers. Check on them right now, because you haven't been good up until this point, but every record indicates over the last 5 years that is going to change, and you might want to go with those 7 teams down the stretch. So that's our handicapping tip for the day. If there's anything you'd like me to research, please put it on the YouTube page. Be happy to do it if I have the numbers. Very few things I don't have the numbers for, so be happy to do that. That's your show for Sunday. If you have not gone to the Pick Dawgz website, please make sure you do. I have prorated Major League Baseball season passes up there. I will have pretty soon. We'll start putting up our preseason NFL package up there too. August 1st, Hall of Fame game. Let's build that bankroll right now. Here's our Sunday recap. New York Mets, Philadelphia over 10.5 -15. Get up early for that one. San Francisco, Texas over 8 -1.10, and Toronto, Oakland under 8.5 -15. That does it for today's show. Thank you to everyone who continues to come back every day and leave comments, and I love bantering with people about different things. And I love the insight sometimes that you bring to me, which is great. It gives me a chance to think about things differently, not so analytically, and I enjoy those discussions as well. So thank you to everyone who continues to watch on a daily basis. Please hit the like and subscribe button. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Sunday.